Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my natural eyebrow routine. So before we get started, make sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I post a new video. So this is my natural eyebrow routine, how I shape them, how I fill them in. This is going to be very natural. This is not going to be Instagram brows. This is going to be very normal, like natural everyday eyebrows. So this was requested, so this is the video that I'm going to do for you guys today. Alright guys, let's get started on these brows. So first of all, it's very normal and natural for your eyebrows to be two different shapes. My left eyebrow is more pointed, so it has a bit more of a peak here, and it kind of tapers off more. It's a bit longer here at the tail. My right one is naturally more rounded. It doesn't have that peak that it has here on the left. As you can see, they're both like very different shapes. This one here, the left one, is my favorite one. I like this shape more, where it kind of arches upwards and then just dips down a bit. This one here just kind of has a round shape to it, and it also is shorter here at the tail. This is going to be a very natural eyebrow tutorial. This is something you can wear every day. This is just going to help you get the shape that you want and also just help frame your face. Okay, so before we get started, we need a few tools before we can start our eyebrow tutorial. So first of all, we need a good set of tweezers. So after the tweezer, we also need a small set of scissors. And then last but not least, we need our eyebrow product. I prefer an eyebrow pencil. I find it's a bit more easy to control and it has a more natural finish than a powder. I know powders can also look very natural, but I find that a lot of eyebrow powders have a pretty wide brush applicator, and I find that when you use an eyebrow liner like this, it's just so small that you can really get in all the small little short strokes that you want without it looking too fake. And in this case, this eyebrow pencil is actually going to double as a ruler, and I'll show you why. So to find out where your eyebrow should actually start on your face, you can take an eyeliner pencil like this. You can also take a small ruler and just start at the tip of your nose here at your nostril and do a straight line up like this. And this is where your eyebrow should start. So if your eyebrow starts over here or over here, you know you're doing something wrong. So this is like a good guideline to find out how far in your eyebrow should go. And as you can see, I have a few eyebrows here that I need to pluck. That's no big deal. To find out where your eyebrow should end, you can still use your eyebrow pencil like this, and still at the tip of the nose here. So here you can see that my eyebrow stops a bit shorter than it should. So comparing to the left eyebrow, it stops exactly where it should. Okay, so now that we've established where our eyebrow should begin and where it should end, where do we go from here? So what I like to do is start off in the middle, because I obviously don't want my eyebrows to connect, which they do naturally. So we're just gonna go in and remove any excess that we can see. Obviously there's like some small So while my left eyebrow basically starts and stops where I wanted to, my right eyebrow has a bit more work to be done. And also, when I'm plucking my eyebrows, naturally the left eyebrow seems to sit higher on my face. Just the hairs seem to stop earlier, whereas my right eyebrow, I really need to come in and pluck more here, because it seems to want to sit lower on my face. And so when I'm doing my makeup, I find they don't always look symmetrical, so I always pay attention to go make sure I clean up that area as well. So when you're shaping your eyebrow, keep in mind that your eyebrow should be in 3 parts. So the first 2/3 are the body part here. This is like the main part of the eyebrow. So this is 2/3 of your brow. And then the last third is the tail down here. So naturally you want the eyebrow to slope up a little bit, and then the peak should be around here and then taper down a little bit. My right eyebrow doesn't do that at all. It's very rounded, so it just kind of, it does have the 2/3, but it's very rounded and doesn't quite do what I want. So this one I have to work a lot more. So on days like today, when I know I want to work on my eyebrow shape, I actually go ahead and fill in my eyebrows first before putting on any other makeup. That way, when I fill in the shape, whatever like stray eyebrow hairs that I have, I can go ahead and pluck. Because this is just something that I prefer doing, and this way I can really get like the real shape that I like. I also always go into the left eyebrow first because it's my favorite one, and I basically do this one how I like, and then I try to match my right one. So we always start at the beginning part here. So going at the beginning here, we're doing very light strokes. When it comes to eyebrows, you don't want to go heavy with heavy strokes. This is a dark chocolate brown. It's not black. Even though I have very dark hair, I don't use a black eyebrow pencil because that would look I would look like a cartoon villain with black eyebrows. Trust me, that's what it would look like. So you're just going in with short strokes like this. So the beginning part of my eyebrow here is a bit more sparse, but then this part here doesn't need that much help, so I'm going even lighter. And I'm following the top part here because I want to make sure that I have a very precise line and peak. So I'm making sure to go on the top of the brow here and then following that line down. So I'm using this part of my eyebrow pencil and I'm kind of combing them upwards and then just going behind here and just like swiping them down so that they stay in line. And as you can see, I don't have any makeup on, but if you look at this side of my face, it looks a lot more structured and put together, and this side just looks like a hot mess. So this is what just filling in your eyebrows will do. Now that we have this shape, we can go in and start removing some of the hairs that are in the wrong places. So we have some slight hairs here. Also, when I'm plucking my eyebrows, you can see that I'm actually holding my skin down a bit because I don't want to tug at my skin and have it flap all over the place and tug at my delicate eye area skin. So I'm just holding it down a little bit. For a very natural eyebrow look, you don't have to remove the hairs on the top, but I'm just going to remove a little bit on the corners here and a little bit on the top. I'm not going to go too far in just to keep it natural. And we can also go in and trim some of these hairs. So I'm going to brush them down like this, and then using my little scissors, very gently. It's just to help trim them a little bit if they're a little bit long, making sure that they just stay in place like this. Now let's get to work on the right brow, because as you can see, this one does not match this one whatsoever. So what we have to do with this one to get it to match the arch is we're actually going to have to draw in a fake arch. So now that I have my little point here, that's all makeup, no hair, I'm going to take that and then just go down. One important thing to note is as your eyebrow is arching upwards, it's getting thinner underneath. So obviously this part is thicker than this part here. So as it goes up, it also kind of gets a bit thinner and then tapers down on the bottom. So with this one here, I had to create an arch with makeup, which means that I have to go in and pluck underneath to make sure that it stays thin. Because if I just have an arch, it stays the exact same width, it's going to look wonky. It's one of those things that when you see it in person, you think it looks off and you can't quite put your finger on it. Now with our eyebrows, we can go a bit more technical if we want. With a ruler or with an eyebrow pencil like this, we can always go in to check to see if they are the same heights. This one here, as you can see, the one on the right, it seems to be a bit higher than the one on the left. We can correct that. And also you can see if both of these points are in the similar height range. One good thing to remember with eyebrows is that they are sisters, not twins, so they should look alike, but they don't have to be identical. So this is my typical eyebrow routine. I don't pluck them every day, maybe once a week, every 2 weeks. I just kind of go with the flow, and one day I wake up and realize that I don't like my eyebrows anymore, and then I realize why. So this is basically what I do when I do my makeup. This is how I get the shape that I want. Like I said, they are sisters, not twins. So my eyebrows are not identical one to the other one. That's perfectly normal. That is natural. Your eyebrows probably aren't identical to each other. That's totally okay. It's important to work to get them similar, but if they're not perfectly identical, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, we only started worrying about eyebrows like 5 years ago. It's like a trend now to have like good eyebrows, but we didn't even think about them 5 years ago, so why do we need to obsess about them now? One thing that I think is good to do is to just stop what you're doing and go to something else, or go look at a different mirror, go look at a different light. That can help you achieve the right shape of eyebrow, because if you're just staring at the same mirror for a certain amount of time, it's kind of like when you repeat the same word like 30 times, it kind of like loses all meaning. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're doing your eyebrows. If you're just gonna like stare at this one eyebrow for like 30 minutes, you're gonna start like seeing eyebrows everywhere you look. Let me know down in the comments below what you would like to see next, what other tutorial you want to see, if it's something technical like this again, or if it's skincare or makeup. Let me know, leave a request, leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I always appreciate you guys taking the time to see my videos. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I post a new video. And that's it, that's all I have for you guys, so see you guys next time. Bye.